This is the Samsung A53 5G. It's the newest mid-range phone of Samsung and it is the best phone out there. In this video, I will say why, how, and whether you should buy it or not. So sit back and enjoy. Okay guys, so coming back, this is the Galaxy A53 5G. So let's start with the unboxing of the phone. Unboxing the phone comes out with a slight push. The phone was in here, but I took it out and I've been using it for 2 days, so you can trust me with this review. So within the phone we have this Samsung thing, and then there's nothing else. That's basically it guys. So within this we have a SIM ejector tool and manuals and a USB C to C cable. Right, let's put that all aside and take the phone. So this is the Galaxy A53. It is $700 here in Australia. That is quite expensive for a phone, but this is a great value for its price. So I recommend you buying it, but watch the whole video. It released in stores from April 1, that was yesterday from the time of shooting, but this is really a great phone. Okay, so now looking at its physical structure, I'm going to take the case out, clear TPU case, and show this to you. So the back, right, it's plastic. It does have a cheap, kind of a cheap thing, what do you call, feel, when compared to the S21 I'm taking the video on, but I guess you get what you pay for. I would have expected something more, what do you call, glossy or something, but it's alright. Thing is, because of this design, it feels cheap, but it also feels premium in a way. That's how I feel. So because of this type of, what do you call, back, you don't really need a case on this. It's very durable and strong. It's a plastic kind of thing. And then we have this ambient edge that smoothly flushes the camera into the body. I really like this instead of the S21's, what do you call, the camera bump. I'm not really a huge fan of camera bumps as they typically, what do you call, have that tipping edge. They're not flat on the ground, unlike this. So yeah, now let's get to the actual phone itself. So the actual phone is pretty similar to last year's A52 and A52s, packing up most of the same features. So we get a fingerprint sensor, many more. I was gonna play that video for you guys for the sound, okay? Okay, so we get a fairly large 6.5-inch display. So it's huge to hold one hand. So the screen to body ratio is 85.4%. So it's 85.4 screen to body ratio. So this is great. This is including those tiny bezels and these tiny kind of bezel, I guess, again. But the overall phone, nice feel, 120Hz refresh rate, pretty premium enough. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the edges of the phone are satisfying. It has 8GB RAM, 6GB RAM and 128GB. Sorry, let me rephrase that again. It has 6GB RAM and 128GB storage. So pretty nice phone. Pretty large capacity, and then it also has a 5000 mAh battery, so you never need to worry about running out of charge. Okay, so there is no headphone jack on this one, so if you're a fan of headphone jack, there's none. I'm not a fan, so I don't think this as a big issue. So there, as I mentioned earlier, we have the fingerprint sensor. It's pretty fast, accurate, very accurate, pretty fast and accurate. It's not like the S21 and the S22. It does take a split second longer, but it's worth the wait. As you know, you get what you pay for. So as I mentioned earlier, it's a Super AMOLED, 120Hz refresh rate, and 800 nits peak brightness. So yeah, 800 nits. That's pretty peak. I've used it in outdoor sun, and really good. You don't really get that feeling of a non-premium phone. Really bright indoors and outdoors. they have many features here, such as if you go here, right, extra dimness, many more, auto wallpaper. Really like this phone. I have used a Samsung, then a Xiaomi, then an iPhone, and then back to a Samsung, so I like this journey. So the viewing angles for the phone, right, they're great despite the sun, light. They're still great, still crystal clear, and it's a Super AMOLED screen, so really nice. And then 120 Hz, right, really makes this whole experience premium. Okay, now let's talk about speakers. It has Dolby Atmos. So Dolby Atmos speakers, so that means dual speakers on both the sides and supported by Dolby Atmos, which is the best in its field for speakers. So the sound's wonderful and they're very loud for both indoors and outdoors. So let me play an example for this for you guys. This is a Tamil song. This is using the normal speakers, right, at max. Now let's go and then turn on Dolby Atmos. Do you see the difference? Look at that. I'm going to turn it back on. I'm going to turn it off. Yeah, so if you don't feel that I do, so take my word for it. Great speakers, okay? That was Spotify Premium. So yeah. Now let's talk about the specs and internals of this phone. It gets 4 years software upgrade, so that's a great feature. 4 years of software upgrade and 5 years of security update. So this is really great for Samsung. So this means I can use my phone and get until Android 16, and it can minimum last me for until 2027. So love it. So what's new about this phone is the brand new Exynos 1280 processor. For those of you who think Exynos is bad, I agree with you, it is bad, but it's good. How? Like, it's bad compared to the Qualcomm variant of the same price range. Like, it's 8 Gen 1 and Qualcomm, that's Exynos variant, are not really good. The Qualcomm's far ahead, but for the A53 you only get the Exynos variant, and it's the brand new 1280. They designed it this year. It's based on a 5nm fabrication, meaning much smaller, meaning much faster communications and interactions with the phone. So more smooth, faster opening the apps, closing. Also, I changed up the gestures if you guys want to know. Comment down below if you'd like to know this, and yeah, I will upload. What I mean by gestures is this one. You won't usually get this on Samsung phones. I made this like this, so if you want to know, comment down below, I'll let you know. So this processor, right, the Exynos 1280, it is paired to the Mali G68 GPU. So really powerful for a mid-range smartphone. That's great to hear for all of us. It's also 40 to 50 times more efficient than Snapdragon 778G. So if you know Snapdragon and its greatness, it's faster than Snapdragon 778G. So 40 to 50% faster than Snapdragon 778G. So you can keep that aware in your brain, right? So we also get a 5000 mAh battery, as I said. The battery life, it's pretty good. I've been using it for almost 4 hours, and I only charged it once, and it's not like from 0 to that kind of thing. It was 100% when I started. It dropped down to 80. I charged it up to 90 again, so it's only used up 30% for 4 hours. So great. This is great, like really great. I am a heavy user, watch YouTube videos a lot, and because today was my 2 days reviewing it, I used all sorts of things like camera and everything. So there's no wireless or reverse charging. So if you're a kind of person who puts two phones together to charge, that's not gonna happen. Bad luck. Now the camera, the interesting part. So the back camera, right? There's a 64 megapixel main OIS camera, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 120 3-degree camera, a 5 megapixel depth, and a 5 megapixel macro camera. So the front facing camera is 32 megapixels, so all good here on paper, and the photos are really crisp and clear. I'll show them on the thing, right? Now let me just open the camera app and demonstrate. Let me place this Logitech mouse for our sample photos. So this is the normal mode. We can go ahead and use macro. Let me bring a better device for you guys. Better device to take a photo. Okay, this is better. So this is the normal mode as said before. Pretty nice, sharp, clear photos. Then we can move to the macro mode. Many modes here. The macro mode is really a great thing. I can go all the way in, take crystal clear photos. I allow that option. Then we also have portrait. Portrait mode's really nice. It's not going to work really well now because it's an object, but we have fun mode, which makes life a lot easier because if I turn around, you can see me. Okay, yeah, that doesn't work because I'm wearing all the headphones and the camera's distracting. But fun mode's great, and we have lots of modes to play around for. So if you're a camera guy, this phone is for you. Look at that raw footage. Look at that wonderful footage. Okay, so the photos, the thing will be shown. Okay, now, so this is the camera comparison of the two phones. So, taking a look here. First, let me take this to max brightness. Yeah, so on the top we have the Samsung S21's camera. You can see the green, like the greenish source, right? On the bottom we have the A53 5G's camera. Both are pretty similar. You can see that the S21 has more greener areas, whereas the A53 is quite plain. The next photo is a basketball photo. Here, this one's taken on the S22, this right one, and the left one's on the A53. Both really similar. The S21 just dissipates natural colors, but I like more of this saturated, vivid colors produced by the A53. I'm more of like that natural, not natural, vivid, highly saturated colors. Now, on this photo, right? The top one was taken by the S21 and the bottom one was A53. You can see that they both are really good photos. So when you take it from a long range, both of them are good. Now, this is another one that I found on the ground. You can see that the S21's photo has more natural light and natural colors than the A53, which is kind of more, saturated, as I mentioned earlier. In this photo, this one is the S21's, this is the A53, really similar. Really similar. It's just that here we have more vivid, vibrant colors than on this one, but really great cameras. Here it was a low light area. The S21 on the top performed better. The A53 still needs to catch up on some work, but other than that, the camera is great. The video is also great. Let me show you the video quality. This was the video from the S21. You can see how bright and detailed it is. And now this is the A53. So, yeah, not very, detailed. But yeah, that's camera comparison versus S21 and A53. Thanks. Overall, this is a great phone for its price. Even though it has similar features from last year, Samsung has adopted something they did to S21 and the S22 last year. So, really glad. I switched from an iPhone 6 to this one, so it is a pretty major upgrade for me. But if you have an A52, I wouldn't tell you to upgrade, but yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you liked my review and subscribe to learn more about tech. Thank you.